Have you ever thought that moving into a nice, clean neighborhood would mean peace and harmony? For many people, the dream quickly turns into frustration when the homeowners association becomes a daily source of stress. In today's episode, we're going deep into the conflicts that shape HOA life. Real stories, real drama, and the lessons behind them. Let's begin with fences, one of the most controversial issues in HOA communities. A homeowner spends thousands on a tall wooden fence hoping for privacy. But the HOA rules clearly state only low, uniform fences are allowed. Instead of enjoying their new backyard, the homeowner receives a violation notice demanding removal. The result? Endless arguments, financial loss, and bitterness toward the HOA. Parking wars are another classic battleground. Imagine a family with 3 cars but space for only 2. The HOA doesn't allow overnight street parking. At first, the family ignores the rule, thinking no one will care. But soon, violation letters arrive, followed by fines. Now, what started as a simple parking issue has turned into a hostile relationship between the family and the board. Holiday decorations also cause surprising levels of conflict. One family decorates early for Halloween, covering their yard with skeletons and lights. The neighbors love it, but the HOA sends a warning. Decorations are only allowed within certain dates. By the time Christmas arrives, the same family is already labeled as troublemakers for breaking the rules. What feels like harmless fun becomes an official violation. Pets can turn into emotional flashpoints. Consider a family adopting a large dog for protection. Soon they find out their HOA doesn't allow dogs over a certain weight. The HOA demands the dog be removed, leaving the family heartbroken. For them, it's not just about rules, it's about love, loyalty, and family. But the HOA argues it must enforce rules equally for everyone. Money is another source of tension. One day, homeowners receive a letter. Fees are doubling to cover repairs on the community clubhouse. Some neighbors are furious, saying they never even use the clubhouse. Others feel it's necessary to maintain property values. The divide creates heated meetings where voices are raised and friendships are lost. Landscaping is another area where conflicts bloom, literally. A homeowner plants colorful flowers, only to be told that only green shrubs are allowed. Another homeowner trims trees too short and gets fined. Even leaving garbage bins out overnight can result in penalties. These small issues escalate, turning neighbors against one another. Noise complaints take things to another level. Imagine a neighbor throwing weekend parties while another has young kids trying to sleep. The HOA steps in, but no matter what they decide, someone feels unfairly treated. If they find the party host, he feels targeted. If they ignore the complaint, the other neighbor feels abandoned. Instead of solving the problem, the HOA often fuels the fire. Sometimes the conflict is inside the board itself. One board member wants to build a new playground, while another insists the money should go towards security. Meetings become heated, personal attacks are made, and progress halts. Homeowners watch their leaders fighting while the community suffers. The most extreme HOA conflict is foreclosure. Imagine missing a few months of HOA payments, only to discover the board has the legal power to take your home. It may sound unbelievable, but in many states, HOAs can foreclose faster than banks. Families lose homes not because of mortgage failure, but because of HOA fees. Favoritism also poisons communities. Some homeowners feel the board is harsher with them while letting their friends slide. If one board member's buddy paints his house the wrong shade, it's ignored. But if someone else does it, they're fined immediately. This double standard creates anger, mistrust, and resentment. HOA conflicts also spill into courtrooms. A homeowner sues the HOA for overreach. The HOA countersues for non-compliance. The case drags on for years, with legal bills piling up on both sides. The community becomes divided. Neighbors pick sides, and in the end, the only winners are the lawyers. And yet sometimes conflicts create change. After years of fighting over parking, one community voted to expand spaces. After landscaping disputes, another HOA allowed more freedom in plant choices. These positive outcomes show that homeowner voices, when united, can reshape the rules. Still, many residents describe HOA life as living under constant watch. Every small decision, from mailbox design to basketball hoops, turns into a potential violation. For some, it feels like freedom is replaced by surveillance, and their home feels less like a sanctuary and more like a system of control. Supporters argue the opposite, that without rules, neighborhoods would decline. They say HOAs preserve property values, protect appearances, and stop neighbors from doing things that could hurt everyone. For them, occasional conflicts are a small price to pay for order and stability. The most fascinating part of HOA conflicts is the deeper question. Where does personal freedom end and community responsibility begin? Should one person's desire for individuality be limited to maintain harmony? Or should the community allow differences even if it risks disorder? To bring this home, let's look at a real story. In one community, a veteran painted his home in patriotic red, white, and blue. Neighbors admired it, but the HOA fined him, saying it didn't match the color scheme. The story hit the news, sparking national debate. Was the HOA protecting property values or silencing personal expression? Another case involved a woman who planted a vegetable garden in her front yard to save money and eat healthy. The HOA fined her, saying only grass was allowed. The case went to court, with the community divided between supporting tradition or embracing change. In some HOAs, conflicts even turn physical. Heated arguments at meetings escalate into shouting matches, and in rare cases, even fights. What should be simple neighborhood management turns into a battlefield of pride, ego, and power struggles. But despite all the negativity, there are homeowners who say their HOA makes life better. Clean streets, safe parks, higher property values, they see rules as necessary. For them, the occasional conflict is just part of living in a shared community. So where does that leave us? The truth is, HOAs are like mirrors. They reflect the balance or imbalance between freedom and control. They show how humans struggle to live together, compromise, and sometimes clash. As we close episode 2, ask yourself, would you prefer a community where everyone follows the same rules, even if it feels restrictive? Or would you choose freedom, knowing it might lead to chaos and disorder?